So then guys, this is a game that is called Robot Rumble. It is currently in development. They are releasing new builds of it every so often. This is the first build that I discovered, which was back in March, I do believe. I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to robotics. I've always been a fan of Robot Wars and BattleBots and everything like that. It's been very difficult to find a game that has the right physics and everything to it. Like I played the ones on the PS2 and the Xbox original. Now your big major parts would come flying off, which wouldn't really happen in the TV show. I mean, this one has a lot of good physics to it, really. If you hit a wheel enough, it'll fall off. In the newer build, which came out a few days back, it's very difficult to get a win if you're fighting a spinner, just plainly for the fact that it rips you to pieces. You'll be bobbling along where it's caught your wheels. Your flipper will be snapped off, and it sticks true to what you'd actually see on the TV. I'm just going to show you a few bits of this before we go into the battles. So we've got the arena builder. Now I've watched a few videos of people try play this, and to be honest, I can't figure out what to do, or I mean, like, I'm clicking or just put a cube in. So I've got no idea what I'm doing with that. So what we're going to do, we'll go back and then we'll go check out the robot lab as well. The robot lab is where you build things, build robots obviously. Please press the edit button to make. So, oh, I really don't. I don't know what I'm doing here. So let's find the menu button. Struggling a bit. There we go. Menu button. So we'll jump into a battle. Now, like I said, I'm a bit of a nerd when it comes to the Robot Wars games. The latest series, just before it was cancelled for a second time, was Eruption as the winner. Series, that one's Eruption. Series before that was Carbide. Now, Original Sin, I do believe, is from BattleBots before it was rebooted. I heard someone singing a lot of praises for BattleBots. A lot of praises for Original Sin, just plainly for its low ground clearance. I apologise for the slurring and sniffling today. Hay fever's kicking my ass this year. So this one's just one that's been made up by the developers, I do believe, and then they actually brought it in again with a weapon. See, I usually like to play as player 2, because that uses the arrows for direction in rather than the AWSD or however you want to call it. Now we'll jump into a battle. Now this one, unlike the new build where I said the new build's very difficult, this one can be very easy. One hit at the right spot and you can win, like, in your first, like, attack. Now, as someone who's been a fan of Robot Wars for years, playing this was an absolute delight when I discovered it. It took 2 seconds to download, 2 seconds to install. I don't even think it needed any installing time. I think it's just downloaded as like an application. But it is so good. As you can see, the flippers are very powerful. Now, Eruption was a very good flipper on the TV show, and they're still going on the live circuit, I do believe, which is quite cool. As you can see, it is fairly easy to win. We'll restart that fight. So basically, at the minute, there's like 5 robots, 4 different arenas. And there's loads of different ways you can win. There's loads of different ways you can lose. I mean, it is possible to flip yourself out of the arena, which is a new one. I'll just show you now. There you go. So, guys who are unsure how Robot Wars or BattleBots or whatever, how they work, there's loads of different ways for elimination. There's beat the robot till it can't move anymore. Once it stops moving, obviously it's counted out as a mobile. There's flipping it out the arena. Obviously you can't fight if you're not in the ring. Let's see if I could pull that off slightly in a sec. There you go. There is also pitting a robot. This orange patch here that matches my flipper, funnily enough. If I can trick the AI to chase me, press that. Oh, run away before I... There you go. Usually, obviously in the TV show, it's very rare someone drives in. It's usually a case of being pushed. So what I'll do is I'll just jump back to the menu. Now, some of these other arenas, you've got the lava pit, which is quite cool. You've got the warehouse and you've got the sumo arena. Now the sumo arena I'm not going to do because you need like precision control to stay in. So we'll go for the warehouse. I do like using eruption, just plainly for the fact that eruption's a flipper bot. I'm a huge fan of flipper bots. We'll face Carbide in this one. Now, flipper bots have always been a favourite of mine. I think I just like the way they can like get back up if they need to. Now, Carbide's a spinner, and that was unfortunate. I can easily reset from this point, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to drive around the back of this spinny thing. And I was hoping he would drive into it and see what kind of damage it would do to him, but obviously, as you can see, it does lots. Now, I've always thought myself a bit of a whiz when it's come to Robot Wars games. Just plainly because I used to have quite a vast knowledge of the show and what was effective and what wasn't and everything like that. Now I'm starting to learn that I've probably got a bit to learn, as you can see there. I'm not used to this arena, but we'll give it another go. Let's see what these other cameras are like so we can have a bit more close combat. I'll try that, see how that treats me. Oh, can't really see when I get underneath. There you go. That one wasn't too bad. Right, so we'll try out the third arena, which is the lava pit. And we'll go for this one this time. I don't know what DB stands for, but it's the second one. Oh, it'd probably help if I remembered where the weapon button was. Oh, okay, that was easy. Oh, pardon me. So, oh, I don't even know what happened there. They trapped on their own weapon. If I touch it, is stupid things going to happen? Oops. Run away. See, as you can see, there's a few bits that do need tweaking, but obviously, like I said, this is in development. It's literally a case of they're seeing the reaction. They're kind of letting us build it, kind of letting us check it out and see how we feel about it. I've tweeted the guys who make it and said how much I enjoyed this build. Just plainly for the fact that I think it's very well put together. To say that it's in early stages as well just excites me for how it's going to end up. It seems like it could be one of those games that has a lot of potential for like an online multiplayer game. So like imagine if you would, like it just randomly chucks you up against someone else who could be the other side of the world, who's built their own robot. It's basically the best way to word it. Well, that's how that fight over. The best way to put it would be, I've always dreamt of building a robot to do it, because I'm obsessed with engineering. I'm obsessed with the technology behind it. But one thing that's always held me back is the money. There was a robot that was entered into the last series of Robot Wars, which was called Rapid, and I do believe that one cost £25,000 to make. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I don't have £25,000 spare to spend on a robot, or to spend on like just parts, really. Neither would I have the capability to put it all together myself. I'd need some kind of expertise from elsewhere. I suppose this is giving us the chance to build our dream robot, to enter something into a Robot Wars scenario, but rather than be stuck to who else has qualified, it's literally anyone versus anyone. So someone who could be the epitome of a computer programmer who can program one of the best robots would literally be able to fight a guy like me, a guy who sat in his living room just playing on a PC just for the heck of it. And it's a game where anyone can win. You could have the worst robot, but if you've got the control and you've got the right weapon on you, you could beat anyone. So all in all, what I'm going to say about Robot Rumble is it's a fantastic game. I would recommend it to anyone, even if you're not a fan of Robot Wars. Give it a go. Give it a go, because you won't regret it. It's not something that you're going to play and you'll feel it's absolutely shocking, or it's not something you're going to play and think, well, you know what, that was a waste of my time. It has a lot of potential. It has a hell of a lot of potential. What I'll do, just as I'm talking through this, is I will go into the sumo one that I said I wasn't going to do. But to make it even, because I don't like doing it, we'll have the same robot, both controlled by the computer, and see how this turns out. I mean, ooh. I thought it'd be a lot more even. What did that say just towards the end? I did think that'd be a lot more even. I thought like that initial crash would literally keep them in the middle, like that. See, now I could have sworn that came up with something. No, it just says player 2 wins. Right, so what I'll do is, just while I'm talking, is we'll do a replay of last year's final, and we'll just go from there. So yeah, like I was saying, it's going to be a game where anyone can play anyone. There's no major skill needed to it, which is perfect game for me, really. If there's no skill needed, then I've got enough skill. I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, like, obviously the franchise, well, the TV show's died off. The franchise hasn't, because they're still making figures and stuff like that. I know Hexbug this week are launching a UK Robot Wars line. They did previously have the BattleBots line. But it was literally just, I've seen it all over Twitter, and I follow some pages on Facebook that talk about Robot Wars and discuss like previous episodes or fantasy fights and stuff like that. Oh, that was unexpected. Fair enough. We'll restart that fight. So that's 1-0 Carbide. We'll do a best out of 3, and then I think I'm going to sign off. So, yeah, as I was saying, there's a UK Robot Wars line coming out of Hexbug remote control toys. They did do the American BattleBots, which I'm planning on getting at some point. Just plainly so I can play it for a couple of days and then put it away in a cupboard, and then when Travis is older, literally turn to him and just be, this was my childhood, this is what I used to enjoy. Because I like doing that. I like talking to my dad about stuff he used to do when he was younger. All those many decades ago. So it's 2-0 Eruption. Well, we did say best of 3, but Eruption's won it outright. So we'll just see how this final fight ends, and then we will look to signing off. But also, one more thing that I would like to talk about with you guys is, if you're following the Facebook page, you will see we have been promising the Simpsons Hit and Run video for a while. 3-0 Eruption, well done. We have been promising the Simpsons Hit and Run video for a while. There's been a few complications that have stopped us from doing that, and I do apologise that we have had to keep pushing it back. I am hoping it will be within the next couple of weeks. This is my first video that I've done purely on my own, and I do apologise for the the R-ing, and anything unprofessional that's in it. I mean, I'm not doing it professionally, but that's how it goes. But yeah, like I said, thank you all for following the posts, following the pages, the views, the thumbs up. If there's a guy out there called Toby Larone, whose profile picture is a Toblerone on YouTube, he said I was the next PewDiePie. If that's the case, if that's what he thinks, then I think he's a bit delusional, to be fair. But no, like I said, thank you all. I appreciate every view, every like, every comment on the Facebook pages, on the YouTube pages, on the Twitter pages, everything. That's about it from me. It's been fun playing this for 20 minutes and talking to you guys. So, we'll catch you around. Like I said, next video should be within the next couple of weeks. We love you all, and thank you very much.